Tell you to calm down.
Late at night on April 21st, 2024, police in Ohio received a call about two teenagers breaking into an apartment building. The caller claimed they snuck in through the basement using a tool and were now hanging out in the laundry room. Officers arrived and found a young man and woman who didn't live there. When questioned, they casually admitted to forcing their way inside, but things were about to take a turn. One of them wasn't ready to cooperate, and within moments, police found themselves dealing with much more than a simple trespassing case.
Tell you to calm down.
The call to 911 was brief but concerning. A resident reported seeing two teenagers sneaking into the apartment building, possibly forcing their way in with a tool. They were spotted hanging around the entrance before heading to the basement laundry room. The caller also suspected one of them had ties to a troublesome tenant from Unit 118, someone the police were already familiar with. Officers arrived quickly, knowing they might be dealing with more than just kids trespassing.
Hey,
How you doing?
good. What happened?
They came in the building without permission.
Okay.
And I think they jimmied the door down in the
Okay.
basement because there's no, all this is recorded on
The door down in the basement.
Yeah.
Okay.
To get in the garage.
Okay.
Or to get into the basement by the garage.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the guy has been here before. He's probably associated with Nick from 118, which has a long history of issues.
Okay.
They came through the basement, came up the stairs, kind of like, hung around the door, kind of checked to see if maybe I was in here or not, and went by, and then I heard them knocking on the door. No answer. I don't think Nick is here.
Okay.
And then they just kind of casually went back downstairs, and they're sitting in the laundry room.
All right, so they're trespassing right now.
They're trespassing at this point. They have no business to be here. There's no permission. They got in without.
Okay.
So.
They broke a door or something?
I don't know. I haven't been down to check the door. I've been watching them on the camera just to make sure I keep an eye on them.
Okay.
So.
Do you want to go check that door
Sure.
while we go talk to them?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to prosecute them for trespassing?
That's criminal trespass.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Because
Okay.
they're not supposed to be here, and they got in without the key fob or without anybody letting them in. So.
Okay. All right.
It's a black male and a white female, and like I said, they're just sitting in the laundry room at the wall, casually.
Okay.
Not gonna have to check the door.
Basement. He thinks that they're like jimmying it with a knife or something, but they don't live here.
Inside, officers found a black male and female sitting casually like they owned the place. But when questioned, their story fell apart fast. The young man admitted they had used a bank card to break in, while the girl stayed quiet. Neither of them lived in the building. The officers had all the confirmation they needed. This was criminal trespassing. But what should have been a simple arrest was about to escalate. One of the suspects wasn't planning to go quietly. He thought he could outsmart the cops, but reality was about to hit him harder than he ever expected. What started as a routine arrest took a turn fast. As officers moved to detain the male suspect, he suddenly shifted from calm to confrontational. His body tensed, his tone changed, and within seconds, he was shouting. He threw out threats, cursing at the officers, trying to intimidate them into letting him go. But the cops weren't budging. They'd dealt with guys like him before, loud, aggressive, and convinced they were untouchable.
Hey guys, how we doing? Good? All right, you guys want to stand up?
The reason why I'm talking to you is because you used a knife to do me inside.
Yeah, so we're going to detain both of you guys right now, okay?
And the security guard is going to do the inside on the monitor. So we're going to detain you and make sure, A, you didn't damage anything when you did it. B, see if you did more than trespass before. If you had, you're under arrest for trespass. We'll go from there. What do you guys are doing right now?
I'm not playing living it.
The way I'm showing their apartment might.
Because
Because for one, his phone dead. For two,
Wait, what?
his phone dead or he lost his phone.
Uh-huh.
I got somebody live here in 118.
Then why aren't you knocking on his door?
I was, but I had sat here till the Rapids started back running so I could go back home.
Rapids run 24 hours a day.
No, it don't.
You just have
The
to wait a
red line, the red
Don't
line.
interrupt me while I'm talking.
How you gonna tell me when the red line run?
How did you guys get inside the building?
My bank card.
Bank card.
I didn't
So you
use
forced
no-
your way inside using a card to move
I
the.
didn't use no knife.
I know you used a bank card
Yeah.
to move the lock.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's criminal trespassing because you don't live here,
All
right?
That's cool.
Neither of you live here, correct?
No,
Okay.
I live on the east.
Okay.
Where are your IDs at?
I don't got no idea. Y'all know who I am though. I'm Major Whitney. I've been in y'all county before.
What's your first name?
Card.
All right, we're gonna walk up to the cards. Okay.
Just hang on with the elevators for me, okay?
All right.
The situation exploded when the suspect decided words weren't enough. He lashed out, kicking at the officers and twisting his body to break free. Then came the spitting. Officers had no choice but to restrain him further, applying a spit mask to stop him from targeting them. But even that didn't shut him up. He kept struggling, making wild threats about hurting himself and everyone around him. At this point, what started as a simple trespassing charge had escalated into multiple offenses: resisting arrest, assaulting an officer, and disorderly conduct. It was hitting hard with certainty. He had enough of clutching at straws. He thought he was going to fight his way out of his predicament. All he was doing was compounding charges and making his situation increasingly dire at each turn. With the wannabe gangster persona very much on the wane, soon he would be forced to face the music. Panic gripped his eyes momentarily, but then he brushed it aside, replacing it with false courage. Every stupid choice he ever made would only tighten the knot around his neck. The officers saw through him that he was just another desperate man with no time left. The sheer weight of his decisions pressed upon him, and soon, reality would not set in. It would land like a sledgehammer.
You have anything?
Come on.
You have anything on you? What?
Come on, bro.
Come on. What?
I don't need you to trap me in none of that, bro.
Okay, you're under arrest for criminal trespassing.
Bro, I don't
So you're
care
getting
about
searched.
none of that. I don't care about none of that. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro.
Don't pull. Pull away from me, bro. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, huh?
You gonna have to me, bro.
What the fuck are you doing?
What I said, bro. You gonna have to come on, blow that on my dick. Blow that
Inside.
blow that
Inside.
blow that
Get inside.
blow that
Get inside.
blow that blow that come on, blow that I want to blow that
Get inside the car.
blow that
Get inside the car.
blow that
Inside the car.
blow that I'm not 10 grand. I'm ready to die. I don't care, bro. Grab a leg.
Even after multiple warnings, the suspect refused to calm down. Officers had no choice but to take things a step further. They placed him in a restraining chair, ensuring he couldn't kick, spit, or lash out anymore. The wannabe gangster had finally lost all control. Whatever power he thought he had over the situation was gone. His fate was now in the hands of the law. And the charges? They stacked up fast. What started as trespassing quickly escalated to assault on a police officer, harassment by an inmate, and endangering children. Yes, you heard that right. Turns out, there were kids nearby when all this chaos went down, making his reckless actions even worse. At the end of the day, this wasn't just another arrest. It was a reality check. The suspect walked into that building thinking he was untouchable, but the law had other plans. Now, instead of playing tough on the streets, he'd be facing real consequences behind bars.
That's fine. If that, then I don't.
I'm not gonna move, bro.
Perfect.
You don't gotta hold my hand like that, bro.
Because I don't know what you're gonna do. You've been.
I'm not gonna resist
You
or
have been
nothing, bro.
completely out of control.
Come on, bro. You don't gotta hold my arm like
We're
that,
going to. You've been completely out of control thus far.
bro. You don't gotta hold my arm like that, bro.
all.
That hurt, bro. That hurt, man.
Stop.
That hurt.
Stop.
That hurt.
Well, stop doing what you're doing.
Bro, it hurt, bro. I don't care about none of it. Bro, that hurt, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. Y'all gonna have to taste the out of me, bro.
I'm not gonna taste you.
Bro, oh yeah, I like yours.
But here's the big question. What do you think is a fair sentence for him if he's found guilty? Should the charges be stacked against him, or does he deserve a second chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to see more real-life cases like this, make sure to like and subscribe. We've got plenty more stories coming your way.